Yeah, good afternoon. This is Weekends Miami Beach, and this is Chef Bernie Matz. We're coming to you from the beautiful Indian Creek Waterway here in mid-Miami Beach. Cafe Bernie, Diego Caiola, another week in paradise.
Another day in paradise, yes.
Sir, another day in paradise. Diego, today we have Monique and Emerson Pope.
Nice. Yeah.
What do we say? Thank you so very much for having us, gentlemen.
Yes, he's the youngest guest so far.
Emerson, you are the youngest guest we've ever had on the program. How do you feel?
Good.
Nice.
He feels good. You look great in the sunglasses.
He's the coolest looking guy we've had on the show for sure.
He's definitely the coolest kid we've had.
Tom Cruise, right? What's the movie? Tom Cruise with the glasses? Risky Business.
Risky
Business. How old you
Business. All right, Emerson, how old are you?
5 years old.
Emerson
Nice.
is 5 years old. Emerson is also loves Legos, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, he loves Legos. You're going to be a builder, right, Emerson?
Yes, I do.
Good. Builders
Now-
make a lot of money.
Stuff.
You're going to build a lot of stuff?
I'm going to be a police officer, a
There you go.
firefighter,
Yeah. You lost
Yeah.
an engineer.
an engineer,
All right, so it sounds like he's going to be a police
swim-
officer,
Yeah.
and he's going to be fight fires.
Yeah, he has
at
time
the
to
same
think
time.
about
I'm
it.
going to be everything. I'm going to be
He's going to be
everything.
everything. Now, Emerson plays the piano. Is that right?
Yes.
I hear you also play tennis. He also plays baseball. I guess it would be
Yep.
T-ball, right? You hit the balls?
Yep, and he's a lefty. He's a southpaw.
Oh,
He's a
wow.
lefty. He's a lefty.
Dangerous.
Diego, you know what else he does? He does karate.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Ooh, you want to do your epi? Want to do one of your epis?
You're doing
No,
that,
this is not karate.
This is not karate. Diego just got back from Key West. Spent
Yeah.
a day in Key West.
Key West Film Festival.
Yep.
Supporting them.
Ooh, love it.
Promoting South Beach Film Festival. So it was a great 2 days. The Keys are the best. The
Keys
food,
are the best.
the fish, the
Diego.
ambience. We had a great time.
All right. Well, Monique, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So, Diego, we just had an election last week here in the city of
Yes.
Miami Beach.
Yup.
Group one was the one interesting group. The
Yeah.
incumbents all won. So we've got a runoff coming up at the beginning of December. And it turned out number one and number two was Monica, Mateo Salinas.
Yep.
And,
Which we had her on the show, right? A couple weeks ago.
We had them on the show. And now we've got Monique Pardo Pope.
Yes,
right?
Monique.
Going up against each other. I think that there was a lot of great choices. I saw some of the debates.
Yeah.
Everybody really handled themselves well. It was very, very close, by the way. But number two and number one came out, Monique and Monica. So congratulations.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Thank you,
Yep.
thank you, thank
The
you,
runoff
gentlemen.
has begun.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
Monique, when you run for public office, not only do you put yourself out there, but you become known, right? Because you've been here since 2016, but
Yes, sir.
we didn't really know who you were. We
No.
never met you before.
No.
And now all of a sudden, you're out in the limelight. You're in the runoff for city commissioner.
Yes, sir.
So good luck.
Thank
It's
you.
a long campaign. It's really the person that works the hardest and resonates with the voters, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look, the same thing happened to Minor, right? We didn't know who he was. No one knew who he was. He came, he won, and he's doing a bunch of good stuff. So
Yep.
I'm sure you're going to do the same, Monique.
Yes, and we have a bit of a similar background in that we're both attorneys.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was doing during the day, my day job, fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
I'm a family law attorney. I'm a guardian at Lightem.
Oh, great.
And so I have my practice here on 41st and Meridian.
Nice.
And so I've been working behind the scenes in our community to make sure that families and children are protected.
Great.
I also did serve on the Miami Beach Commission for Women. And I sit on the board of our Nautilus Homeowners Association.
Nautilus.
Yes.
I went to Nautilus.
Yes.
And Beach High.
Okay, there
yeah,
you go.
so that's great you're doing that
Yes.
stuff. I saw Daniel Serraldo just...
Oh, did you see? Daniel
yes.
Serraldo just endorsed me. Thank you, Daniel.
Monique, yeah.
Yep, it
Which
was
is huge. I thought he was going to be definitely one of the top two, without the respect. I thought that, because he has so much years here.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? But the voters spoke?
Yep. He's very passionate about preservation. Him and I are very aligned on a number of issues, and so his endorsement means very much to me.
That's a big one.
And so I'm very excited.
Big one.
So congratulations to that. Diego, she's a local. Grew up in Hialeah.
Ah, I
Soy
love
de
Hialeah.
Bueno, nací en Hialeah, soy cubana de Hialeah.
Nice.
Diego doesn't know Hialeah very well like you
What are you
and
talking
I
about?
do.
One of my best clients is Hialeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, Westland Mall.
Oh, so I grew up
Yeah.
every Saturday and Sunday con mi abuelita and mi abuelito. We used to go to Westland
Westland Mall.
and we would do Contempo, and we would do 579, and we did all of the
Those
little
are
shops
clients.
that the tweens
yeah.
love.
Yeah, Westland Mall's a client of ours. City of Hialeah is a client
Wonderful.
of ours. Yeah, it's
Wonderful.
great.
Yep,
Good
I-
people.
So Monique, you grow up in Hialeah, and then you have a family tragedy when you're 4 years old. Your father gets taken away from you, and he gets put away, and you pretty much don't ever see him again.
So my father was arrested when I was 4.5. He was convicted for terrible crimes, and he was in Stark prison for the remainder of his life, where he was later executed in 2012.
Oh wow. Did you go? Did you have a chance to go see him or no?
I
Did they allow you?
I did. I didn't understand the gravity
Yeah.
of it because it happened so early in my life. But I did. I did go see him, and
Yeah.
I did see him and visit him on death row. And as you can imagine, that was, like you put it, it was a tragedy of epic proportions. It made me very resilient, and I became the woman that I am. Because of that situation. My father was a police officer. He was a Marine.
Yeah.
He served in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
So I think, as you know, there's been some misconceptions and misrepresentations as to some posts that I've made about him being my hero, and it was that little girl's hero. Imagine this is my son is 5.
Yeah.
The relationship that he has with me, the
Yeah.
bond that we share. I'd be stripped from his
Yeah.
life right now
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
expect this child to not continue to
Yeah.
love me. It goes against our natural, our
Yeah.
bond.
So the real victims here are obviously Monique and her mom, who are left alone now. I know your mom worked very hard to send
did.
you to private school and move you guys around. It's kind of a neat story. Her mom finally, about a decade later, meets a really nice man that's
Yes.
going to go on to be your dad, your
Yes,
real
he's
dad,
my
your
dad.
stepdad. Her mom worked at a hospital. What hospital did she work
so
at?
this is a great story. So my mom, after my father was incarcerated, my mother was left without any support, really, aside from my grandparents.
No income, nothing.
No child support, no nothing. You imagine you're on a national stage
Yeah.
being ostracized and villainized, and just, the media, of course, as you can imagine, was not kind to her. And so her trade is microbiology. She worked at Hialeah Hospital. She worked at Palmetto. And she had 3 jobs. And she kept me in a private school as long as she could until she could no longer afford to have me in that private school. She persevered, and over the years began opening herself up to the opportunity to meet someone. And she met my stepfather, he was a janitor.
At the
he
hospital?
was working the night shift. And he saw my mother, and he took a shot.
Yeah, a lot happens at
And,
night.
He took a shot.
made the
And they
move.
fell in love, and they got married. And I am so grateful because my
Diego.
stepfather, and
She left something out.
You gotta tell the
because
best part.
It's a really great
Yeah.
story. I love this story. He was 4 days on a raft, Balsero.
yeah.
Oh my
Getting here
goodness.
from Cuba. He got here. He was a janitor at the hospital.
So he fled Cuba for a better life. He was stranded at sea for 4 days, guided by La Virgen de la Caridad. And
Wow.
he had resigned
That's my
himself.
virgin, by the way.
Yes, he
Wow.
had resigned himself on the 4th day that it was not going to be a successful trip for him. And lo and behold, to your earlier point about Key West, where did he land? He
Oh, the
landed in Key
Keys.
West.
It's not
But
a
the
bad place to land,
But
yeah.
the best part of this story is that he landed during Fantasy Fest.
Nice.
Oh, that's
So
lucky.
They had a frozen cocktail waiting for him when he
Oh,
got
yeah.
there.
When he got out, all he saw were
Naked people.
naked painted bodies, and he couldn't understand what was happening. He goes, "Are you sure I'm at the right place?"
That is great.
And so
story.
he
He goes on to raise you and
Yes.
walk you down the aisle and
Yes,
everything else.
And they're still
absolutely.
together?
They are. They
Awesome.
are
Together
over
after all
30
these
years.
years.
And you know what? He is the one that instilled in me. I mean, my mom, of course, is a workhorse, but he instilled in me the belief that you come to this country and you fight for what you want.
Yeah.
And the beauty of all that America has to offer.
Yeah, and
it was
4
his.
days in a raft.
He came for the American dream, and he's built companies. He's built successful companies. But that work ethic.
Oh, so no more janitor.
No.
Oh,
more
nice.
janitor.
I was sorry.
No. Thankfully,
More
God has
janitor.
blessed them. And I have to tell you, I truly, I could not have gone through everything I've gone through without his support.
Really wonderful story to a tragic beginning. So obviously you're a great student. You get a scholarship to go to UF.
I did. I got a full scholarship to go to University of Florida.
I go back to talk.
Yes.
You want to go back to
Talking.
I got a full ride to University of Florida.
How was that? Insanity? I was there for the Gator Growls. We must have bumped into each other because I was there for the Gator Growls.
Well, she's a little bit younger than you. Also, you were president of your sorority there at
Yes,
University of Florida. You know it's the largest Greek system in the country.
I was president of the Junior Pan-Hellenic Council. I was vice president of Kappa Alpha Theta, involved in Blue Key. I was on the board of Blue Key. And
Talking
you
about
nice?
Gator Ground. No,
Yeah.
get this. She
This
was
is a-
homecoming queen, right?
Where?
Were you homecoming queen?
of University of Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
What year is this?
That was in 2002.
In 2002,
Okay,
she's
Yeah.
a homecoming
23 years
queen.
ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
that
So
was-
you get to ride in the convertible.
I rode in the
parade, whole
float.
thing?
I
The
I
float.
actually was on stage at
What,
Gator
did you do the
Ground.
wave and
Let's
everything?
see the wave.
Oh yeah, because they bring you out in Gator Ground
Yes.
during
Yes.
homecoming,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
so they crowned me at homecoming. It
Yeah.
was. I was so enthralled by everything that was happening. It was just being on that stage in that stadium during that time.
Oh, it's insane.
You know, I still get goosebumps thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Well, listen, her parents brought her up right. She's an excellent student at University of Florida. She gets a full scholarship to go to UCLA Law School.
Oh
Yep.
wow.
So you go all the way out to Cali, out to LA, you know?
Yeah. I live in the dream, California dreaming.
California is great.
I went to university. I went to after University of Florida. I went to UCLA for law school, and it was an unbelievable experience,
Yeah, oh my
as you
God.
can imagine.
Yeah.
California is absolutely beautiful, and my husband and I love it. And we love to take the kids out there. After I graduated from law school, I had an
Give us some
opportunity
French
to
fries,
move to
French fries.
Manhattan, and so
Oh,
I
so
moved
you've
to
been
New York.
you were like in the best cities, man.
So I lived in New York, and I haphazardly ended up in finance.
She was a trader on Wall Street for 6 years in Manhattan.
That's
I got another great
incredible.
story. Monique, you couldn't tell by looking at him, but Diego's really a sucker for a love story.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at him, he looks like a tough macho guy, but he loves the...
you seem like a hopeless romantic. To
Yes,
me.
he is.
I wouldn't go that far, but I love my wife.
As you should.
As I should,
As you
yes.
should.
So she's flying down to Miami 2013, and you run into a guy on the plane, right?
Oh, I'm full of good
You
stories.
and your mom have the
I've got really good stories.
Like the
I
best
can be
of
here all
luck.
day. So I was traveling on vacation, and he was also traveling on vacation. We had met prior to getting on the plane, and we exchanged pleasantries. Everything was very platonic. There was nothing.
Yeah, very respectful.
Very respectful. And I said it was such a love, very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you as
Did you
well.
guys sit next to each other on the plane?
I sat on the plane. I sat on the plane.
Hello.
Excuse me. I sat on the plane, and all of a sudden, I see my husband walking towards me on the plane, and he walks up. We didn't know we were going to the same place, and he goes, "Is that your seat?" I go, "That's my seat. Is that your seat?"
No way.
Showed me. We had
was-
the same.
it was
we had
meant to be.
assigned seats next to one another on that plane.
It was meant to be.
No, let me tell you how it's meant to be. This is 2013. She's in New York till 2016. Finally, got to get out of the cold. Mom wants you home. Parents getting a little bit older. She's moving back to Miami. And guess who's sleepless in Miami? When she gets back to Miami in 2017, right, is when you guys
2016,
reconnect.
yep.
At the end of 2016, she calls a guy up and says, hey,
Want to grab a drink?
you want
3 years later, you're
Yeah.
calling. Hey, I'm the girl
Yeah.
from the plane.
Well, he would text me once every 7 to 8 months.
Good move.
And he would say, "Are you married yet?" And I said, "No, I'm not married yet." "Are you married yet?" "No, not yet." And that was it. I called him when I got down here, and I said, "I'm looking for new friends, and I would love to connect and expand my network."
Mommy, I'm moving.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
There you go.
Emerson
Enjoy
got some French fries.
Yes, he'll stay busy with those.
Got it?
Dale.
And that was it.
Spotted.
We met, and we were engaged 6 months later.
Another happily ever after. Emerson shows up around 2020.
Yep.
Right? And then you have a second child.
Oh, you're a COVID baby, huh? You had him during
Is.
COVID?
What's your birthday, baby?
August 28th.
That's right, August 28th.
And did
August
you have him
20th.
at home or at the hospital since it was like
So,
COVID? That was like
we had to get
dead
tested
COVID.
to go into the hospital. And I said, Diosito, por favor, you have to let my husband test negative. Because they said if he didn't test
Yeah.
negative, he wouldn't be able to go to the labor and delivery
Yeah.
room with me. And so thankfully it worked out. and Emerson came at 4:00 in the afternoon on August 28th, and it was the greatest blessing of my life.
Where's the
He
dad from?
completed me.
Is he
So-
Spanish?
He's
The
from
dad.
here. He's a local guy from Miami Beach.
Yes. So he's born in West Palm, but he's been in Miami Beach for over 25 years.
Yes. We're keeping the Pope out of this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yep. All right, so you set up your practice here in Miami.
Yes.
And
Miami Beach.
in Miami
Miami
Beach,
Beach.
here on 41st Street in Meridian.
Big difference.
Yes.
Yes, big
Miami
difference
Beach.
between Miami and Miami Beach. So you set up your practice here in Miami Beach. Obviously, you've got a successful practice here. 2025 comes up, and you decide to run for commissioner. Why? Why are you running for commissioner?
Well, it wasn't a haphazard decision. Actually, the impetus of this is I live in Naha, and I live close to Nautilus Middle School. And I had been hearing and witnessing some things with my own two eyes that I wasn't comfortable with. I did some investigating, and I went to our mayor, and I spoke to him about what was happening in the middle school. And I came to find out that there are 863 students and only one guidance counselor for our one
Oh my
middle
goodness.
school in Miami Beach.
That's
And that
crazy.
to me seemed a bit strange.
Yeah.
And a bit odd. And so in our conversations, I had said, you know, he had suggested to me, there's an open seat, and I think you would be fantastic for it. Have you ever considered a run for commissioner?
No way.
And so I said, actually,
Oh, minor?
yes. And I love our mayor so very much, and
Yeah, he's a good
I
guy.
appreciate that.
He's a friend of the show, big
yes,
time.
and I
Yeah.
appreciate that he encouraged me to do it. And so I said, you know, it's something that has always been part of my plan, my trajectory of what I want to do with public service. And I don't know that I previously mentioned it, but I serve presently as the president of the Women's Cancer Association of the University of Miami.
That's great.
I sat as chair of the Nicholas Children's Young Ambassadors. I sit on several boards of the Florida Bar. So my life has always been dedicated to public service. Pro bono, I've done hundreds of pro bono hours as a guardian ad litem in our children's courts. And so for me, this was a natural progression where we have deep roots in Miami Beach and we intend to stay here because we're raising our amazing children
Yeah.
here. And I want to give back in the best way that I know how. I'm an advocate in my daily life.
Yeah.
And so what better way to serve but be an advocate for Miami Beach?
It's true.
Now, I am not totally sure of how the public school system works. I think it works under Dade County. So, in other words, as a commissioner, are you directly involved or influencing what's happening at Nautilus Middle School? Maybe not so much.
Maybe not
What
so
we'd really like to know is, or what Diego and I would like to know is, what is the big vision that you have for Miami Beach? Where are we going? All right? We spend $1 billion a year on our budget. Our streets are dirty. By the way, our landscaping looks like Home Depot. Okay? It should be, everywhere I travel, whether it be in the country or even out of the country to much poorer places, you see beautiful landscaping. Okay? You see streets that are cleaned. You see lights that are amazing. Here, we can't seem to get that done. That's a bigger problem. All right?
Absolutely.
We've got a major existential problem with old pipes. Our water
Yes.
is getting
Yes.
polluted and dirty. And if we
Oof.
lose our number one asset, we are all doomed as far as an economy here because nobody's going to want to come here if you can't swim in the water.
Of course. It's a public
Ocean Drive is overpriced and underappreciated. Lincoln Road is 60 to 70%
Terrible.
empty.
Blighted, dilapidated.
Yes.
Yep.
So what is the big picture? How are we bringing cool back? Okay? Because this place used to be cool. I was here, I would know. All right? How
Yes,
are we
me
bringing
too.
cool back? How are we bringing back that balance of the right amount of visitors here, but that don't interfere with the quality of life of the people that live here and pay big fat taxes here? Go
Absolutely.
ahead. Ready.
So I think it's a
Jackie.
multi-pronged answer. I think we certainly need to first focus on the non-sexy issues. I think we talk about we're always talking about how we're going to be cool again. Well, I think the first way to be cool is to be prudent and to be responsible with our taxpayer dollars. So what do? We do the non-cool stuff first. We address our pipes. We address our infrastructure. We clean up our potholes and our streets.
Yep.
And we make Miami Beach a place that's actually livable.
Yeah, clean.
That we have to start with the basics. once those basics are taken care of, and I agree with you to your earlier point regarding the water, that is actually a health crisis, and it's something that needs to be addressed immediately.
Yeah, that's terrible.
We need to have the county involved. We need to leverage Tallahassee, and we need to make this national news so that eyeballs are drawn to what needs to be fixed.
That's probably the
We
only way,
cannot
yeah.
kick this can down the road.
Yep.
We need to Aaron Brockovich this to the point
There you
where
go.
people say, you know what? If we do not tend to the basic necessities that need to be addressed first in a fiduciary way,
Yeah.
then we don't stand a chance
Yeah.
of drawing
Don't
Class
stand
A
a chance.
businesses, Class A companies.
We need to make people feel welcome when they come here. Okay,
100%.
when people come to my house, guess what? I ask them if they want something to drink. Okay, I feel like too long guests have come here to Miami Beach and they've been mistreated and ripped off. Okay, and they say, on their way home, they say, I got sunburned and I got ripped off. I'm not going back there again.
And most likely a parking ticket.
And,
Yeah.
and maybe my car towed.
Car got towed or
All
something.
right, the other situation that I'm also disturbed about is we just had an election and we heard no water. It should have been the first thing we talked about, and yet it's kind of buried behind, I don't know, I heard homeless and the other thing, and clean up the streets. But the most important issue, which is making sure that our water is safe, was barely mentioned. So, all right, you still haven't told us, what's the grand vision?
The
Well, how are we
grand-
doing this?
Well, the grand vision is we have an iteration of Miami Beach that's going to serve young families, young professional families that want to come to Miami Beach to invest in, to purchase homes in. What we don't have enough people patroning our local establishments. So we broke up with spring break. We got to invite them back. How do we do that? We nicely invite them with a beautiful marketing campaign that
Yeah.
we say, we
I
have
mean-
the best beaches, we have the best schools,
Yeah.
but we have to get our house in order to do so. And we also cannot continue to leverage those changes on the backs of our taxpayer
Yeah.
dollars. That's not fair to everybody because ultimately they're not going to want to live here. A number of families that I speak to, fathers, mothers, they all say the same thing. We want state-of-the-art facilities. We want to save the Byron Carlisle and turn it into
Yes.
a movie theater. We want family-friendly places
Yep.
that we can come and enjoy and spend time with our children here without having to leave the island.
Why do you think we just can't seem to get that done? Because I've heard the Byron Carlisle for the last 10 years. I've seen all kinds of proposals. They keep getting voted down by either the electorate or the commissioners. In the meanwhile, we got a rotting building sitting there empty. How is that good for anybody?
It's not. It's not.
No.
And I think, and the ultimate goal is to make Miami Beach,
Yeah.
No.
safer, smarter, stronger. That's the platform that we ran on. But a lot of times you've got the lobbyists and you've got the political operatives and you've got the consultants and you got everybody working in tandem in the background where unfortunately it maligns the progress that we need to make. And so decisions aren't being made on the dais, or we kick the can down the road because we're too afraid to make a decision. And that is one of the reasons why I know I am the best candidate for this seat. Because I truly believe in my line of work, I have no choice but to have integrity and to make hard calls every single day. And being able to be accountable to the residents of Miami Beach, for good or for bad, to not be swayed or to not be anybody's proxy is so important.
I think that Miami Beach need to be held to a higher standard. Our hospitality needs to be held to a higher standard. The properties need to be better kept. They need to be held to a higher standard. When you come to visit here, I want to come and see beautiful Art Deco buildings, not kind of shady looking Art Deco buildings. The public landscaping of the city is pretty embarrassing. As far as an international city goes, I'm embarrassed. Looks like Home Depot, the cheapest shrubbery that you could get. Of course, I don't know what they paid for all that shrubbery from Home Depot, but we need to be, our gardens need to be spectacular.
Agreed.
All right,
Agreed.
our streets need to be spectacular. So when you come here and you visit here, you go, wow, I've not seen anything like this. We're a tropical city. Haliconia is going up and down, just like when you go to to California, you see beautiful.
Orlando too. They have a lot of flowers and stuff all over.
Everywhere
Public,
else,
yeah.
you seem to be able to get it done. Miami Beach hasn't been able to. So listen, good luck. It's
Yes.
whoever works the hardest and resonates the most with the voters. Now,
The electorate, yeah.
you know very well,
Absolutely.
Diego, that on a runoff you don't get a lot of people come out because you don't get a lot of people interested because a lot of people don't think there's a difference who I even vote for.
All the precincts will be open on the 9th. Early voting, of course, is going to coincide with Art Basel.
Has it been harder than you thought?
I think what's been difficult has been the personal attacks that have affected my family.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
I think,
But I mean, you went in knowing.
of course, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
look, and like I spoke before,
Excuse me, Mommy.
this stuff about my personal,
Excuse
my
me,
past,
Mommy.
this has been public record for 40
Excuse
years.
me,
Yeah.
Mama.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's the way in which it was manipulated to hurt
It's
the
dirty.
family. That's been the
Dirty.
hard part about seeing how this has affected my
Yeah.
mother and how it's affected my husband, who my husband is very alpha, very amazing.
Ready to kick
he's
ass.
my soulmate and I adore him. And exactly.
He's ready to
But
kick ass.
You know, it's politics, it's a contact sport. And I agree. And I think, and I do it because I'm doing it for the greater good
Yeah.
of our future.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing it, for Miami Beach, for our residents. And I believe passionately in that. So I knew that they would come.
Mommy, I
It's just
cannot
the way
hear.
and the way things have been manipulated
I cannot
to make me
hear.
out to be hateful.
Yeah.
And I don't have a hateful bone in my body. That's been the
That's
hard part.
tough.
Excellent. Keep up the good work. And
so much.
as Diego said, the voters will decide. All right, Monique, Monique's been a local here since 2016. And every week we ask our locals, because we like to get local cred, what are the favorite spots? Emerson, how are those French fries?
Emerson,
How are the French
How are
fries?
the
Did you
French
tell-
fries, Emerson?
did you tell Mr.
Yeah.
Bernie what your favorite pizza?
Yeah, what's your favorite pizza?
Just for Domino's.
Domino's.
I think his favorite pizza is
He's a-
Domino's.
He's a simple man.
I know.
I would say Pizza Bar Spree
Lower
is
this.
excellent.
Yes.
And now we've got Joe's, so that's
Hey, that's my...
Now we have Joe's right off of Lincoln Road, right in Meridian. So those are your favorite pizza spots. All right, what about burger? We ask
Oh
burger
yeah.
every week. Yeah.
What's up? What's your burger?
Burgermeister.
Yeah.
Ah, Alex.
I do have to say though, forgive me, but I lived in New York for a long time, so I still love a good Shake Shack burger.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong
I
with
love a
Shake
good Shake Shack
Shack.
burger.
They
Yeah.
got great custard.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, what is the favorite restaurant to bring the kids? Where do you guys go?
So we spend a lot of time at Prima Pasta in North
Yeah,
Beach.
Jerry.
Everybody
Jerry.
loves prima pasta,
Yeah.
right?
We do Prima Pasta, of course, Cafe Avanti.
Do you know Jerry or no?
Yes,
Have you met him?
yes,
Good.
yes.
Good.
We adore them.
Good.
My parents, fun fact, my mom and my stepfather had a place. We lived at the Casa Blanca for
right there.
a short amount of time,
Yeah,
but they had a
68,
place.
yeah.
Yes, they had a place in North Beach, one of those small little micro unit
Sure.
studios, and so we grew up going to Prima Pasta.
Yeah.
And it's a staple. We adore it.
Yeah. I grew up a block from
All
there.
right, so when Pope gets in trouble, where does he take you out of?
Ooh,
Yeah, like where's
Casa Tua.
Casa Tua, nice.
Nice.
That's our date night. That's our
Date
date
night
night.
at
And we
Casa
used to go
Tua.
play pool
where?
at Finnegan's.
Oh yes.
On Lincoln Road?
On Lincoln Road until they shut it down.
They shut it down last
Another
year. Yeah.
beautiful establishment.
Well, I mean, it's tough. People paying 50, 80 grand a month for rent. It's just ridiculous.
Diego's
It's terrible.
still upset about that. He loved the wings over there.
It's terrible. What are you doing this weekend?
door knocking.
Door knocking? Yeah.
Door knocking, door knocking, door knocking.
Wow.
I'll be at your door.
Yes.
That's wonderful. The summer's over. The weather's gotten a little bit better. It's a little more palatable to walk around
Beautiful.
and
Yep.
and knock on doors. That's the only way to do it, right? Besides, expose yourself on podcasts like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And calls. We're
Yeah.
making a lot of phone calls too.
All right,
Keep
last,
pressing.
how about one last word, Monique, before we cut out of here? Our time's good, Grant?
Yeah, we're good.
We got the thumbs up
so
from Grant.
just let the residents know why it's you and stuff like that. I mean, you're our friends and we support you.
Absolutely.
But we want everyone else there to know.
I think the biggest takeaway of all of this is that the residents know that electing me, they will have, like I said earlier, that advocate on that dais. I will stand strong, I will protect their interests, and I will always work tirelessly on their behalf. Because the same way that I have fought tooth and nail in this campaign is the way that I will continue to fight tooth and nail for the residents of Miami Beach. And I have no quit because I am a fighter, till the very bitter end. So they can bring it,
Yeah.
and they can bring it hard. But
It's
we don't quit.
It's a lot of work.
Pope does not quit.
It's a lot of work.
138.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what the reward is. I'm not really sure, but I know that people get a lot of satisfaction to help other people. I will tell you from personal experience, the residents want a lot of your time and a lot of your attention, and they want your ear, and you got to sit there and listen to them. Be responsive, please. Because there's nothing like being a resident, paying your taxes, trying to reach out to somebody and not having anybody that is like even pointing you in the right direction. So be as responsive as possible.
And I will say, I will also let the residents know you can always get in contact with me. Come have a coffee with me. I'm on 41st Meridian. My cell phone is 786-390-3542. 786-390-3542.
All right, we got a website.
Law office is a Monique K. Pope, but my website for the campaign is MoniqueForMiamiBeach.com. MoniqueForMiamiBeach.com. And my ballot number is 138.
Nice, 138.
138.
Yes, vote for Pope. You can't forget that one. Vote for Pope.
Vote for Pope. That's a
All
good one.
right, Monique, good luck. Thank you for
you
coming
very
and
much.
joining
God
with
bless
us
you
today.
guys. I
Yeah,
really
it's
appreciate
great
it.
to have you. And if you guys want to be part of the show, you want to sponsor the show, weekendsmiamibeach@gmail.com. Just email us and we could chat.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thanks. See you guys
Thank
next
you.
week.
See you guys
Thank
next
you
week.
so much. God bless you.
Dale.
Thank you.